Join me on this edition of the Center of It All as we ring in the new year. We'll take a look at St. Joseph's Catholic Academy, get a quick recap on 2012, hit the gym for a New Year's resolution, and head over to Mel's for kitchen encounters. She's cooking up her delicious salmon cakes. Hello and welcome to the Center of It All. I'm your host, Alex Rabb. Well, 2013 is upon us. It's exciting, isn't it? We have a lot to talk about today, so let's get started. I stopped by St. Joseph's Catholic Academy the other day. They received quite a donation, and not only did I want to congratulate them, but I also wanted to see what exactly the donation was going to do for the school. Helping to mold the minds of children is one of the most important things we can do as adults in society. One school received a donation that will advance their science department and in turn help advance those young minds in the worlds of physics, chemistry, and biology. St. Joseph's Catholic Academy is a young school only opening its doors in 2010. Their standards for education are very high, and the generosity of one company will help raise those standards even higher.
I think most of the students who come to St. Joe's understand they're coming here in part because of our faith-based curriculum, but also because of our academics, our high standards for academics. So I think the science labs will augment our reputation for having tremendous academics.
Let's back up just a minute and explain. Scientific Systems Incorporated is a locally based manufacturer.
And what we manufacture is equipment used in laboratory applications. High pressure pumps for liquid chromatography is kind of where we've gone through, but now we also make products, pumps for other metering applications, other chemical applications.
For the past 4 years, the owner, Andrew Charney, has participated in the Educational Improvement Tax Credit Program. Seeing St. Joseph join the field of educating young minds, Mr. Charney wanted to help out with their progression.
And he felt it would be a great opportunity to give something to the school that would benefit the children, particularly in the field of science.
They're going to give our teachers and our students an opportunity that is beyond anything they might experience in most schools these days, and that's just going to be a great benefit to bringing, I think, additional students who are very interested in academics to St. Joseph.
For an academy that has a pre-engineering program, a $250,000 donation will not only physically advance the school's science labs and courses, but it will also help make that specific program excel. Better resources and physical renovation allow the students to get a good taste of what goes on in the world of physics, biology, and chemistry.
I'm an engineer. I went to Penn State, always enjoyed it, and part of that is getting the hands-on, part of that is getting the experience, part of that is doing something. And if you don't have the facilities, then it's really just more boring work, more classwork. So I think the more that we can help here, and the more that they can be interaction with the small class size and interaction with some quality faculty, it's going to be phenomenal.
All right, guys, well, once again, we want to thank Scientific Systems for their tremendous generosity and the donation of $250,000 for our science labs and our science wings. So please join me in thanking Scientific Systems. Thank you. It really is a beautiful little school. If you're interested on the progress of the Science Wing renovation, or you would just like to learn more about St. Joe's, head over to stjoeacad.org. That's stjoeacad.org. When we return, we'll transport over to a gorgeous kitchen belonging to our resident foodie, Mel Prosciutti, for some tasty salmon cakes. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you came with an empty stomach because you don't want to miss this next one. Oh yes, I'm talking about kitchen encounters. Mel continues through the holiday season with a tasty salmon treat.
I don't make New Year's resolutions, but I know that after all of the holiday food I'm eating, I'm craving some lighter, healthier meals. Today, I'm going to show you how to make my dad's recipe for salmon patties, and I'm going to be serving it with a refreshing tomato and cucumber salad. I can't wait to get started. A few months ago, we had a kitchen encounter where I showed you how to make my recipe for easy broiled and baked salmon. Well, I made that salmon this morning, and today I'm going to show you how my dad made salmon patties with it. And all I've done is taken the skin off the back of it and flaked this beautiful, wonderful wild Alaskan salmon in this bowl. And I'm going to toss in a cup of celery, a cup of diced onions, and 2 tablespoons of fresh dill. Tarragon works great too if you're looking for an alternative herb. I'm just going to quickly rough stir these together because eventually I'm going to have to put my hands in it. And because this mixture had to sit for 10 minutes, what I have in this bowl is an entire sleeve of crushed saltine crackers that have been combined with 3 beaten eggs. And I'm going to add this to my salmon. This is the binder that's going to add a lot of flavor, and it's also going to, it's the binder that's going to be the glue that holds these salmon patties together. And now, folks, no secrets here. The only way to mix this is to get in it with your hands. And we're just going to thoroughly combine this. And it smells wonderful. And the fun part about this is the salmon's already cooked, so you get to taste it on your own a little bit for salt and pepper if you like. Alrighty. Okay, that is pretty much mixed through, and it's going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the refrigerator so that it gives the crackers a chance to bind it together. I'm going to wash my hands, and when we come back, I'm going to show you how to make the sauce. I've washed my hands, and what I'm doing now is I'm making the salmon patties. I'm taking the salmon mixture, and I'm using a really large ice cream scoop as a measure. This is about 1/3 of a cup, just because it's really clean and easy and they all come out the same size. I'm placing them on a baking pan in nice little mounds. Nice generous scoop for each one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just with my, the pads of my fingertips, I'm going to form these into little patties. Now, in order to let the saltine crackers and the eggs work their magic and hold these together, I'm just going to place this tray in the refrigerator, and when I come back, we're going to make the sauce. It's time to make the mustard dill sauce, and wait till you see how easy this refreshing condiment is to make. I've put a cup of Dijon mustard in the work bowl of my food processor and 1.5 ounces of coarsely chopped dill weed. And of course, dill is perfect. It's going to complement the flavor of the dill we put in our salmon cakes. I'm just going to quickly process that for 2 or 3 seconds, as easy as that looks. Open the lid. I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of sugar, 4 teaspoons of dry English mustard, a little bit of sea salt, and some white pepper. And again, I'm just going to turn the processor on. And through the feed tube with the motor running, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. White vinegar would work just fine too. And in a thin, slow stream, 1 cup of vegetable or canola oil. And what we have now Oh, 2.5 cups of one of the most flavorful sauces you are ever going to eat with fish. I'm going to transfer this into a container, put it in the refrigerator, and we're going to come back and make our salad. It's time to make the salad. And even here in Happy Valley in the dead of winter, we're lucky because we can still find high-quality Kirby cucumbers and really sweet Campari tomatoes. This recipe for cucumber salad is actually my grandmother's, my father's mother's. She made it by putting 2 or 3 big cucumbers in a bowl, adding enough water to cover about a half a cup of vinegar, some salt, some pepper, and even some red pepper flakes. She diced an onion, and the next part of the recipe is my addition to it. What I do is I add the tomatoes. And I'm just going to stir these in. And then I'm just going to put this mixture back in the refrigerator to keep it really cold so those cucumbers stay really crunchy. And when I get this into the refrigerator, it's time to saute the salmon cakes. I've put the salmon patties in an electric skillet. I just love using an electric skillet for this because number one, it's big enough to fry them all at the same time, and I have 15 today. And another reason is because I can really easily control the heat. And these don't require a lot of heat, but they require timing till they're golden brown on each side, which is only about 3 to 4 minutes. You have to keep in mind that all you want to do, the salmon's already cooked, all you want to do is bring them up to temperature in the center so that the egg cooks through. I'm going to transfer these to a paper towel lined plate, clean up this pan, and it's time to eat. Whenever my dad was making these salmon patties, my brother and I couldn't wait to get home from school. He served his with ketchup and home fries. In my kitchen, it's mustard dill sauce and cucumber and tomato salad. Whatever you choose to serve these with, I can tell you this, they are super delicious, kid-friendly, and easy on the budget too. For these and all of my recipes, just go to my website.
Yum, yum in my tum-tum. No, seriously. For that recipe, along with her others, check out kitchenencounters.typepad.com. We have to take another break, but when we return, we'll join our friends over at Electric Playground and recap 2012. Welcome, welcome. Now that our bellies are full, want to recap 2012 with me? We join Victor Lucas over at Electric Playground to take a look back at the biggest news stories on 2012 in the rundown.
By far the biggest story in our galaxy had to do with another galaxy far, far away. Star Wars creator George Lucas shocked Hollywood by selling his company Lucasfilm and the rights to the entire Star Wars franchise to Disney. The studio is currently working on a new Star Wars trilogy which will take place decades after the events of Return of the Jedi. The films will be based on the story outline from Lucas, but he's only serving as a creative consultant this time around.
I know that laugh.
The first new adventure, known as Star Wars Episode 7, will force its way to theaters in 2015, with new movies set to follow every 2 or 3 years after that. The Lucasfilm buy follows Disney's acquisition of Marvel back in 2009. And speaking of Marvel, Earth's Mightiest Heroes smashed the competition at the box office. Marvel's superhero ensemble, The Avengers, was by far the biggest movie of 2012, surpassing expectations and earning more than $1.5 billion worldwide. The runner-up, The Dark Knight Rises, earned just over $1 billion, which shouldn't come as a surprise given that it only had 1 superhero instead of 7.
What does that mean? You have my permission to die.
The success of The Avengers has led Marvel to increase its number of future projects, including a Guardians of the Galaxy movie and a S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series overseen by Avengers director Joss Whedon. The Avengers 2 will arrive in 2015. There's still one big 2012 movie that hopes to knock The Avengers out of the top spot.
I'm going on an adventure!
Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson returned to the land of Middle-earth this year with The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey, the first of 3 new movies based on the Tolkien novel.
What of it?
It's the first major motion picture shot at 48 frames per second instead of the usual 24, making it one of the biggest technical advancements in movies since Avatar revolutionized 3D in 2009. Jackson used the high frame rate to make the images appear more smooth and sharp. He hopes it will be the wave of the future, but it remains to be seen if it will catch on with audiences.
There are some who would not deem it wise.
Movies weren't the only things that started looking better this year. Handheld tablets like the iPad and Kindle Fire went HD in 2012, offering fancy new displays with much higher resolutions. Tablets also got smaller, with tiny devices like the iPad Mini and Nexus 7 hitting the market and making it easier to take your tablet with you on the go. Microsoft finally got into the tablet business with its own Surface, running on its new operating system Windows 8. Most tablets can now serve as a second screen when you're watching movies, shows, and sports on your TV or when you're playing games. Speaking of games, some new hardware arrived this year, but two big things were missing. Nintendo released its new console, the Wii U, offering a unique gamepad with a built-in second screen. The system is doing well, but it remains to be seen if it will be as popular as the original Wii. Nintendo also released the 3DS XL, a jumbo-sized version of its eye-popping portable system, and Sony finally released the PlayStation Vita in North America. Two big pieces of hardware were missing from 2012, though. Many hoped that Sony and Microsoft would release new consoles to replace the PS3 and Xbox 360, but all the big gaming events came and went without any announcements. New systems are now expected to be unveiled next year. If they are, they're going to have some competition from new rivals like the Android-powered Ouya console, which arrives in spring 2013, and don't forget Valve's own Steambox. And one of the most surprising music videos of all time took the world by storm in 2012. South Korean musician Psy released his pop song Gangnam Style in July, and its goofy music video went viral like crazy. It's currently the most watched video ever on YouTube, earning 1 billion hits in just 6 months. Possibly the most memorable thing about the video, apart from its general awesomeness, is its signature dance step, which you've probably seen people do in public at least once.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
It was tough squeezing down 2012 to just those topics. What an incredible year, though. As we move forward to 2013, a popular New Year's resolution is to get off the couch and back into the gym. Intriguing? Of course it is. So don't go anywhere. Hello again. Thanks for continuing on with me as we wrap up the center of it all. John Stroh wanted to look into different ways to spice up his gym routine and to get some new health tips from the pros over at Victory Fitness and Sports. And with that desire being a popular New Year's resolution, how could we skip the opportunity to tag along? You're right, we couldn't.
It's time for those New Year's resolutions, and for many of us, it seems like getting fit is on the list year in and year out. I caught up with Rob Oshinsky and Tim Agiriotti of Victory Sports Performance and Fitness to get some sound advice so we can all find fitness success in 2013. According to Oshinsky, we don't need to make a huge monetary investment in a gym membership or in home equipment, but we need to take a look in the mirror.
If you're going to do the thing at home or you're going to buy that piece of equipment, you got to be honest with yourself that you're going to, in fact, use it. Now, from a gym perspective, it could be as simple as maybe getting the membership and getting 1 or 2 or 3 half-hour training sessions with someone who's really qualified to look at your fitness situation and answer some of the questions that are particularly important.
Agiriotti offers up a 4-step approach that can really help us find success as well.
So number 1 would be ambition, metering your ambition. Number 2 would be developing a dream board. Number 3 would be planning. And number 4 would be educating yourself.
While Agiriotti wants us to be ambitious, we also have to be realistic with our goals.
So from an ambition standpoint, we typically suggest job 1 is understanding in terms from an exercise standpoint, what is going to be a realistic goal. And for one person, it might be losing 10 pounds. For the next person, it might be increasing functional strength. For the next person, it might be improving flexibility, all realistic goals. But just understand time frame, timetable. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's not going to happen overnight. It's a matter of consistency and staying after it.
What's a dream board? Agiriotti explains.
And a dream board basically is a vehicle to keep your motivation hot and heavy. So if you desire to lose some body weight, then create a board and put some pictures up of places you'd like to go that somehow correlate with or inspire you, incent you to lose some weight. And put them in a place where you can see them every day.
Planning is the next step in the process, and Agiriotti has some great advice as well.
Trying to identify where in your life, where in your schedule, you can fit in some exercise. So if you're pretty busy, but on a Tuesday, Thursday, you can fit in an hour, half hour of exercise, then job one is sitting down and just identifying where you're going to exercise. Because if you can't find time, then the most motivated person can start their Monday very excited about a new endeavor and never fit it in because life gets in the way and you find yourself jumping from, one hoop to the next.
Once we've identified some windows to work on our fitness, Ejiriade suggests getting educated about fitness in general and what options might be available to us.
Don't necessarily jump into an exercise program. Use those days to start educating yourself. Maybe day one is getting on the internet and finding out a little bit about exercise in general. Then Monday at 6 a.m. sit down and do some research and spend a significant amount of time, spend that hour just educating yourself in terms of what types of exercise are going to make sense for you.
In the end, if you choose a gym, don't feel intimidated. You are not alone.
The next 10 people that walk in our door that are not regular gym members, they're all going to be somewhat uncomfortable. Hopefully you find a place that makes you feel comfortable. Hopefully you find a place when you walk in the door that someone engages you and over time they get to know your name and it feels like a comfortable setting. But listen, when you go, I don't care what aspect of life. If you go into a library for the first time and you don't know your way around, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, as is a health club, but your health is worth it. So set your goals and look toward the big picture of what you really want and maybe need to get out of your fitness experience.
This year, let's get it right, Central Pennsylvania, and reach our fitness goals together. For the center of it all, I'm John Stroh.
No pain, no gain. Right, John? Well, I hope that got your spirits active. Here's to a healthy and happy 2013. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We here at WHVL hope you and your family have a wonderful rest of your weekend, along with a safe and healthy new year. Talk to you soon.